since you do have this superpower of reading faces in the wild, we thought it would be fun if you could read some faces that we all know.
Yes.
Quickly, it doesn't need to be in depth, but if you could just tell us about some of these people from their faces, I want to know what your perspective is. Number one.
Beyonce. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so Beyonce, if I can kind of recall from, because we have this photo of her right now, which is at an angle and smiling on the side. But I believe Beyonce is both a Jade King face.
Just like Justina.
Me and Beyonce.
Woo! Wow.
One thing in common.
So again, Jades are incredibly charismatic, a ton of courage. Their brains work faster than everybody else's, and they can mind architect. And if you look at Beyonce's career, I mean, she's broken every rule. She's broken every mold. She's reinvented herself again and again and again. She's also, a king. She's a total boss.
Like Justina.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, but that resonates so much for Beyonce, right? Like what? Like of
it
course,
really resonates for Beyonce. Wow.
She also has, that arch in her eyebrows, which can indicate like really high expectations. Captain America, Chris Evans. Okay, so the first thing I notice about him is his bucket. He has a wide open.
He's in the Buckethead Club.
You can come. You can join us. We're inviting you to our club. He has a wide open forehead, and so he must be curious. He loves to learn, avid, voracious learner. He also has a bit of that M shape in his hairline. So, not quite a widow's peak, but very ambitious. Business savvy, probably has his hand in multiple projects at once. He has horizontal hands in many honeypots.
I'm just thinking, that's so bad. I know you so well that like I'm in your head doing your voice, being like, he could have his hand in my projects.
That is not at all what I was thinking. but I like
it is now.
Yeah. Now we're all thinking it.
So he has some horizontal lines across his forehead, which just is an indication of needing digestive enzymes because there's a bit of breakdown in the colon.
Oh, right. Because
you can see them in mine too.
Is Chris Evans constipated?
I mean, he doesn't look like it here.
I wasn't sure if you could see that from his face.
Yeah, you can sometimes.
Oh, everyone's talking about this guy right now.
Who is that?
Drake.
Oh, okay, great.
But I like that you're coming from this neutrally.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him. He's a musician?
Yeah. And
Again,
we've all
the
seen
worst millennial.
I'm obsessed
We've
with
all,
you not knowing who Drake is.
We've all seen a little too much of him recently.
Oh, really?
So I'm very glad that you.
What do you mean?
don't know
Like
who
a
he is.
naked photo? What do you mean?
We all saw his penis recently.
Oh. Okay, well, good for him.
Can you tell us anything
what?
about? Can you tell us anything about it from?
Can you tell us anything about
Well, the nose. The nose is often.
the tip of the nose is the penis.
Yep, is revealing in that way. But what stands out to me are his lips. So that shape lip, Cupid's bow lip, which means there's like peaks in the upper lip. You have
I have
them.
a Cupid's bow. You have a
really
Cupid's
good
bow.
one.
I do.
Yeah.
Highly creative.
I draw mine on sometimes.
Ooh, cute. Highly sensitive.
Mm,
So,
he is
Yeah. Drake.
pretty sensitive.
oh, well.
See, this is fun because you don't
Yeah.
know him well, but
No,
you're
I don't. I
accurate.
really don't. But very full upper lip and very full lower lip. So again, lower lip is intestines, upper lip is stomach. He is very sensual, very sexual,
Well,
and also has a large appetite for food or pleasure or fun or, earthly pleasures. One more thing to say about Drake here is his earlobes are detached.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Oh yeah.
Which means individuated. He's choosing a different path from his family. He might hold different belief systems. He might have moved really far away from family. Not that he's against his family of origin. I really don't know his background.
He's from Canada, so that's
Oh,
also pretty cracked.
yeah. But it just means that he can create a life for himself where he does not feel he needs to be in close proximity to his family to maintain who he is or maintain his own belief system.
This is fascinating.
Who's this?
This is Jeremy Allen White.
I actually have no idea who this is. So,
So we'll read him cold.
yeah, we're going to read him cold. And again, hopefully this photo isn't, well, we know it's not flipped because there's writing in the back.
No, this is very recent.
Great.
This is like last month.
Okay, great. So what I love is the inconsistency, and this might just be his held expression at the moment, but this is a perfect photo to read because he's neutral. There's no smiling. He's pretty serious in it. And you can see that left eyebrow is higher. It's raised above the right. So he's a little bit more open on his left side, his father's influence side, and also his innermost soul essence side. That right side, there's heaviness in that upper eyebrow, in that upper eyelid. That is mother's influence, and it's also career. It's, external relationships to friends and family. It's who he is as a philanthropist. It's who he is on social media. There's weight on him.
So if you were to come across this person on a dating app, would you swipe right?
I don't know. He has a bit of a curvy line in his lips.
I was just looking at it. I'm not going to say this because I will not be wrong twice.
No, he
but
does. He does.
It's not looking great.
He does.
Yeah.
If we want to get his.
And again, this doesn't necessarily mean he's a liar. It just might mean he's not practiced or comfortable really revealing his whole heart.
And he has a very interesting face. So
He does have an interesting face, but there's
in
also
life.
something unsettled with the eyes that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't go on a date with this gentleman. I have no idea who this is.
Tom
Oh,
Sandoval.
this is perfect.
Gosh.
It's okay.
Okay,
Read
so
him- read him neutrally.
the first thing I see is he has a really pointed chin. This is highly sensitive. So he has a king face, but he also has a bit of a fire face and tree face. So fire faces are highly sensitive in every possible way. Sensitive to other people's energy, sensitive to their own emotions, sensitive to food, sensitive to environments, often very intuitive, very psychic, but will personalize everything. They'll take everything very personally.
What about the mouth? Does the mouth tell you anything about dishonesty?
Well, I was saying he can lead, and then I was looking at his mouth and I was like, but can he? Because the upper lip is not nearly as full as the lower lip. So there's imbalance there. In the stomach, it's tightened, it's squeezed, it's maybe a little less expressive.
Is he constipated?
You see constipated. I mean, yeah, he could be a little constipated in this photo. I also see that unshed tears again on the mother's side. So underneath that right eye, there's a little bit of swelling, which in traditional Chinese medicine, we call that unshed tears. So there's just there's sorrow or sadness that's held.
On a dating app?
Well, I would say no. I don't remember what right or left means.
Or I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
no
would
or
say
yes.
no. For personally, for my taste.
Based on
Mostly
facial
because
reading.
mostly because of the eyes.
Weirdly, some of the things you said gave me a little bit of like empathy where I'm like,
Oh,
wow,
totally.
maybe like I think that
Yeah.
actually is interesting, right? Where you can
the unshed
you can
tears
understand the
and-
why, maybe not necessarily like want to go on a date with them, but
Right.
Exactly. You're not just
Right.
looking and saying like that person is a liar. You see like the sorrow or the family history or the things that, because everybody has something, like people are
Yeah.
the way they are because of how they were treated or how they were raised. And
Yes.
so yeah, and since you don't know who this is somebody who's been under a lot of heat in like the last year for having a very famous affair. And has definitely been like villainized by the public while he's still in the public eye.
but
and
he
that's
plays
gotta be
into that a
difficult.
lot,
But he
which is
plays
really
into it,
interesting
yeah.
when you said the lip thing where you were like, he can lead, but then you were like, can he? It was like a really interesting moment where I was like, oh yeah, I think that he wants it so
Yeah.
badly, but it doesn't necessarily pan out
So he's
for him.
currently trying to like control his narrative and
Yeah,
he's a
There's a
reality
lot
star.
of control with the expression and the amount of generosity that's going out with the
That's
lips.
fascinating.
Oh no.
Maggie.
Who's in there? I don't know who these celebrities are.
I don't know if we should do it, but it's
Oh, the genie from Aladdin.
we didn't know this was in here.
Well, okay, you know what's interesting about this is the ears are very readable as well.
Yeah.
So the Genie has very pointed ears at the top, which actually is an indication of trauma. And he's
has
been
been
stuck
in a lamp.
in a lamp for centuries.
It is pretty dark in there.
But he also has really juicy earlobes. I mean, they're full, which is actually in traditional Chinese medicine a sign of really good luck. Matchmakers look for men
lamp, of course.
with big earlobes because they can manifest a lot of abundance, financial abundance, and they're really good at managing money.
As in
Oh,
wishes.
if you got a juicy earlobe, call me.
Yeah.
Please.
Once again, I'm like, do I have juicy
I
earlobes?
I'm
I
like,
have to check.
My earlobes are not juicy.
So when you're swiping through whichever app
I'm
you
gonna
choose,
be like, send me ear pics. This is so
Thank
fun.
you.
I want to
This
do
is-
this all day.